My fiancée texted me to say she had a scheduling conflict and couldn't make it to dinner. She then disappeared for 72 hours without a word. When she finally reappeared, I said, "Welcome back." I handed back her things and took back the ring. Her excuse that she needed some space fell flat when I, a 31-year-old man, had made a reservation at this trendy new restaurant downtown that she had wanted to try for months. I had booked it 6 weeks in advance because the place was always completely full. My fiancée, 28 years old, kept talking about it, showing me the menu online and planning what she was going to order. On Friday at 5:47 in the evening, with the reservation set for 7:30 in the evening, I was getting ready when my phone vibrated. It was her. Something came up. "I will not be able to make it to dinner tonight. Sorry." And that was it. No explanation. No suggestion that we could reschedule. Nothing. I texted back, "Is everything okay? What is going on?" No answer. I sent, "Hello." Nothing. I called her, and it went straight to voicemail. I sent another text. The message was delivered, but not read. I just stood there in my button-down shirt smelling of cologne, watching the clock move closer to 7:30 in the evening. I called the restaurant and canceled the reservation. The person on the phone sounded annoyed. Yeah, I was too. I tried calling her parents. No answer. I sent a text to her best friend. "I have not heard from her, sorry." Around midnight, I was getting really worried. I called the non-emergency police line. They told me she was an adult and had not been missing long enough for them to act. There were no signs of any trouble, and I needed to give it some time. Saturday went by, and Sunday too, 72 hours of absolute silence. I went back and forth between anger and fear. I called the local hospitals, but there was nothing. I checked her social media. Nothing new had been posted. But she had clearly logged in because her profile picture changed on Saturday night. She changed her profile picture, but could not reply to her fiancé, who was making sure she was safe. Great. On Monday evening at 6:15, I heard a key in the lock. She walked in like she had just come back from running some errands. "Hey babe, did you miss me?" I was sitting on the couch. I had been there for about 3 hours just thinking. "Welcome back," I said calmly. "Sorry about dinner on Friday. I had a last-minute thing come up, some sort of family emergency. My phone died and I forgot my charger. It was crazy. I got up, walked to the bedroom, and came back with 2 suitcases I had packed over the weekend. "Here are your things," I said. She blinked. "What? Your things?" "I packed them." "Babe, what are you talking about?" I held out my hand. "The ring." Her face changed. "Are you serious?" "Very serious. The ring right now. Because of a missed dinner? Are you being ridiculous?" "No. For disappearing for 3 days without any communication when I thought something serious might have happened to you. The ring. I told you it was a family emergency. My phone died. Funny you should say that. Your profile picture changed on Saturday night. Dead phones do not do that." She opened her mouth, then closed it. "I borrowed someone's phone for a second to do that. I was bored. You were bored, but not enough to send a text to your fiancé to tell him you were safe. I did not think you would worry like this. You are being controlling." And there was the classic deflection. Being controlling would be demanding to know every detail of where you were. I am not demanding anything except getting my ring back. You disappeared without an explanation. That is not the kind of person I am going to marry. Babe, please, let me explain properly. I just needed space to clear my head. Space? You needed space from our relationship. So you stayed in our relationship, but you just did not communicate for 72 hours. That is not how space works. That is just being disrespectful. Are you really going to throw away 3 years for this? You are the one who threw everything away when you left on Friday without a real explanation and went silent on me for 3 days. The ring. This is the last time I am asking you for it. She stared at me for a good minute, then yanked the ring off and threw it at me. It bounced off my chest and landed on the floor. "You are going to regret this," she said, grabbing the suitcases. "When you calm down and realize how wrong you are being, do not come crawling back. I will take my chances." She left, slamming the door hard enough to make the walls shake. I picked up the ring from where it had fallen. I put it in the box. I sat back down and waited. Because if there is one thing I have learned, it is that people who create constant drama always come back with more once the initial shock has passed. 4 days later, the text started about 6 hours after she left. "Can we talk like adults, please? I overreacted." "You overreacted? Let us stop this. I miss you." This is stupid. We are good together. I ignored them all. Then her mother called on Tuesday afternoon. You owe my daughter an apology. She is devastated. I am not going to apologize for wanting a basic level of communication in a relationship. She had a family emergency. Her cousin was having a crisis. Which cousin? That is not your problem anymore now that you broke up with her over nothing. If it was a real emergency, she could have sent a single text. Family emergency, talk later. That is 30 characters. Instead, she changed her profile picture on social media but could not let me know she was safe. You are being petty. She forgot her charger. She told me she borrowed a phone to change her picture. She could have texted me from that phone. She did not. Well, she was not thinking straight. She was stressed out, but apparently not stressed out enough to avoid social media. Listen, I am done discussing this. If she wants to talk, she can talk to me directly. She tried. You are ignoring her because there is nothing to discuss. It is over. I hung up. On Wednesday, her best friend showed up at my apartment. I will just call her her friend because I frankly do not care about the name now. Dude, you are being harsh. She made a mistake. What exactly was the mistake? Not communicating, lying about her dead phone. Which part? She was going through a tough time. She needed time. Then she should have said it. Hey, I need a few days alone to process something. I will contact you on Monday. End of story. Instead, she disappeared and ignored all my attempts to reach her. Maybe she did not want to deal with your questions. My questions to find out if she was okay. Yeah, that is super unreasonable of me. You are throwing a whole relationship away over a single weekend? No, I am ending a relationship because the person I was planning to marry showed me she does not respect me enough to send a simple courtesy text during a crisis. What happens the next time she needs space? Am I supposed to accept 3-day disappearances as normal? That is why you are single. I am single because I have standards. Feel free to leave. That is what she did, muttering that I had ruined her friend's life. On Thursday night, I found out what really happened. My cousin's girlfriend's sister, yeah, it is a whole chain, was at some sort of family party the previous weekend. She posted pictures on her Instagram story. I do not follow her, but my cousin showed them to me. Right there in the background of a picture taken on Sunday afternoon, clear as day, was my ex-fiancée at what looked like a backyard barbecue, laughing with a drink in her hand. She did not really look like she was in a crisis, but here is the kicker. She was standing very close to a guy. In the photos it appeared they were quite familiar with each other. I zoomed in. The guy was her ex-boyfriend, the one from college she dated for 2 years before me, the one she barely talked to anymore. I took screenshots of everything and sent them to my cousin. Can you look into this? 2 hours later she replied. Okay, so apparently it was a family thing for him, some kind of reunion. But here's the weird part. Several people thought she was his current girlfriend. Like, that is how he introduced her. My stomach tied in knots. He started introducing her like, here is my girlfriend, and she did not correct him. She just played along. My cousin's girlfriend's sister heard it directly. When was this? Saturday and Sunday. She was there the whole weekend. Apparently the whole weekend while I was losing my mind thinking something serious might have happened to her, while her mother was talking about a family emergency, while her best friend was lecturing me about compassion, she was at her ex's family reunion letting him present her as his girlfriend. I sat with that information for a solid hour, then I made a decision. I created a group chat with her, her mom, her best friend, and her sister. I attached the screenshots. Interesting family emergency. Looks fun. Then I muted the conversation and went to bed. A week later the fallout was immediate and clear. Her reply in the group chat came within minutes. Who sent you this? Who is stalking me? No, I can explain. Or, it is not what you think. Straight to being defensive. Her mother wrote, where did you get these pictures? This is an invasion of privacy. Her sister wrote, oh my God. Her best friend? Nothing. I unmuted it just long enough to reply. They are from a public Instagram story. No stalking needed. I just came across it by chance. But it is interesting that your first reaction is anger at getting caught rather than any sense of responsibility for the lies. Then I muted it again. She showed up at my apartment on Friday morning. I had taken the day off from work on purpose because I knew this was going to happen. She was pounding on the door. Open up. We need to talk. I opened it, but stayed in the doorway. I did not invite her in. Talk. Those photos are out of context. Out of context. You were at your ex's family reunion while I thought something serious had happened to you. He introduced you as his current girlfriend. You did not correct him. I forgot something. It is not like that. His grandmother was very ill, so it was a family emergency. Just not your own family. She paused and collected herself. His grandmother really loved me a lot when we were dating. He asked me to come say goodbye. I could not say no. You could not say no to your ex, but you could disappear on your fiancé for 3 days. It was complicated. It seems pretty simple to me. You chose to spend the weekend in that situation with your ex instead of being honest with me. I knew you would not understand. You get jealous as soon as I mention him. I am concerned because apparently I have good reasons to be. You literally went to a family event and let him present you as his girlfriend. They all thought you two were back together. I did not want to have to explain the breakup to everyone. Your breakup was 5 years ago, and you did not want to have to explain it. So instead, you just went along with being his girlfriend for a weekend while you were engaged to someone else. You are twisting reality. I am only repeating what you said. You went to his family event. He introduced you as his girlfriend. You played along rather than correcting people. Where's the twisting? It was for his grandmother. She is very ill. Then you tell me, hey, my ex's grandmother is very ill. She always adored me. I am going to say goodbye. I will be back on Monday. Would I have jumped for joy? No. Would I have understood? Probably. Would I still be engaged to you? Maybe, but you did not do that. You lied. You disappeared, and you created this whole situation with your ex. I did not create anything like that. We were not like that really. Because the pictures show them in what appeared to be a close situation, that is not a casual pose to say goodbye to grandma. You are acting crazy and lying again. You know what? I am done. This conversation is over. Wait, please. I love you. You showed something else this weekend. We are done. Do not come back here. I closed the door. I locked it. She pounded on it for another 5 minutes before leaving, but she did not stop there. On Saturday, her dad called. The first time we had spoken in months. Son, I think you are being unreasonable. She made a mistake, but she loves you. Did she tell you she spent the weekend letting her ex present her as his girlfriend at his family reunion? Long pause. She said it was a misunderstanding. It was not one. He introduced her as his girlfriend. She played along while she was engaged to me. Well, maybe she just did not want to make a scene for a whole weekend at multiple events. Let us be serious. If someone introduced you under a different identity, would not you correct it immediately? These things are complicated. They really are not. She chose him over me. I am simply accepting that choice. You are going to regret this. She is a gem. Then he can keep her. I will be fine. I hung up. On Sunday, the best friend texted me privately. Okay. Hi. So I did not know about the ex. That is messed up. But she is really struggling. She lost her job. She lost her job when? Last month. That is why she was stressed. She did not want to tell you because you were so excited about planning the wedding. She lost her job a month ago and did not tell me, her fiancé. She was embarrassed. So instead of talking to me, her partner, she disappeared for 3 days to create this situation with her ex. When you put it like that, how else should I put it? That is literally what happened. She needs support right now. She needs therapy and a job. And I cannot provide either since she ended our relationship. Are you really not going to give her another chance? What would that teach her? That she can lie, disappear, and create this whole situation with her ex, and I will just accept it without question? No, I am good. Cold but clear-headed. Then came the posts. On Monday morning, she posted a long caption on social media about toxic relationships, controlling partners, and how she was finally free to heal. The comments filled up with support. People I knew, people I considered friends, all rallying behind her. You deserve better. So proud of you for walking away. His loss. No one knew the whole story, just her version. The controlling fiancé who broke off the engagement because she attended a family event. I could have replied. I could have posted the screenshots and shown the truth, but honestly I did not care. The people who mattered knew the truth. The others could think whatever they wanted. On Tuesday, I got a message from her ex. Yes, that ex. Hey man, sorry about what happened. She told me you guys broke up. I just wanted to let you know that nothing happened between us. We are just friends. I had no idea she had not told you about the reunion. Interesting. So he had introduced her as his girlfriend, but he claims they were just friends. Sure. I replied, I appreciate you reaching out. For your information, We had not broken up before the reunion. We were engaged. She disappeared for 3 days without telling me where she was going. But anyway, water under the bridge. Now you two have fun. I did not hear back from him. On Wednesday, my lease was up for renewal. I had a month to decide. The apartment was ours. Both our names were on the lease. I called the landlord. Yes, I need to remove someone from the lease. We are no longer together. Both names are on it. I will need her signature to remove her. She already moved out. She took her things. I still need her signature, otherwise you are both responsible for the rent. Great. So now I had to track her down to get a signature. I sent her a text. I need you to sign for the lease. The landlord does not want to renew it with both our names on it. Come by Thursday at 3 in the afternoon. I will meet you at your parents' house. On Thursday at 3 in the afternoon, I showed up at her parents' house. She opened the door, looking like she had been crying. Come in. I will wait here. I just need the signature. Please, just 5 minutes. Against my better judgment, I walked in. Her mother was in the living room and glared at me. You humiliated my daughter. I ended an engagement after she lied and disappeared. That is not humiliation. Those are consequences. She made one mistake. That is what everyone kept saying. But it was not a single mistake. It was a series of choices. She chose to go to her ex's event. She chose not to tell me. She chose to let him introduce her as his girlfriend. She chose to stay the whole weekend. She chose to lie about her phone. She chose to invent a family emergency story. That is not a single mistake. That is a pattern of behavior. Her mother opened her mouth, but my ex cut her off. Can we talk in private, please? We went into her old bedroom. She closed the door. I am sorry. You were right about everything. I messed everything up. Okay. It is fine. What do you want me to say? You apologized. I heard you. It does not change anything. It could though. We could start over. I will do better. You lost your job a month ago, and you did not tell me. You went to your ex's family reunion, and you lied about it. You let him introduce you as his girlfriend. You made me believe something serious had happened to you for 3 days. Then you made me the bad guy on social media by saying I am controlling. Why would I start over with someone who did all that? Because people make mistakes. Yeah. And people face the consequences for them. You want to create that situation with your ex? Fine. Go do that. I am out. But I do not want him. It is you I want. Then you should have acted like it. Where is the lease? She handed me the papers, crying. She signed them without reading them. I left. It has been 3 weeks since I ended our relationship. Here is where things stand. The ring, I returned it to the jeweler. They refunded me 70% of what I had paid. Not great, but better than keeping a souvenir of this mess. I used the money to buy a new couch. The old one was something we picked out together. I needed a fresh start. The apartment, I signed a new lease just in my name. The rent is higher than I would have liked, but it is manageable. The place feels different without her things everywhere. Better different. Her narrative on social media fell apart pretty quickly. Turns out a family member of the ex, and Anne I think, saw her post about toxic relationships and did not understand. She left a comment. Wait, were not you at our reunion with him? You guys looked so happy together. She deleted the comment within minutes, but screenshots are forever. Someone saved it and passed it around. Her whole controlling fiancé story started being questioned. Then the ex-boyfriend posted something vague about respecting boundaries and not stringing people along. He did not name her explicitly, but the timing was obvious. I guess he was not thrilled about being used as part of the situation either. Her work situation got worse. I heard through mutual acquaintances that she had not just lost her job. She got fired for attendance issues. It had been going on for months. The weekend she disappeared was actually the 3rd time she pulled something like that, not showing up and not communicating. Her parents tried one last intervention. Her dad called 2 weeks ago. Listen, I know my daughter made serious mistakes, but she is really struggling. Could not you find the strength to forgive her? I do not hate her. I forgive her. But forgiving someone does not mean staying with them. She lied repeatedly. That is not something I can build a marriage on. She is in therapy now. She is working on herself. Good for her. She should be doing that, but she should be doing it while single. I am not here to fix things for someone who does not respect their partner. That is cold. It is honest. She needs to figure out why she thought lying to me and creating that situation with her ex was acceptable. I cannot teach her that. He hung up disappointed. It is not my problem anymore. The ex-boyfriend apparently stopped replying to her texts. I found out because her best friend, who stayed oddly neutral in this whole thing, mentioned that he got back together with someone else and my ex is hurt by the rejection. It is crazy. She ended our engagement to create that situation with him, and he pulled away as soon as he realized she was actually interested. Her mother tried the guilt trip technique last week. She showed up at my work, which was bold and inappropriate. You destroyed her self-esteem. She is depressed. She barely leaves her room. I am sorry she is going through a hard time, but I did not destroy anything. She made choices. Those choices had consequences. You could have been more understanding, more patient. I was patient for 3 years. Understanding for 3 years. She rewarded me by lying to me blatantly and disappearing to create that situation with her ex. My patience has limits. And forgiveness, compassion? I forgive her, but I do not trust her. You cannot have a marriage without trust, so it is over. And showing up at my work to guilt trip me does not work in her favor. Are you heartless? I am pragmatic. She is your daughter. Support her. But stop trying to manipulate me into taking her back. It is not going to happen. Security escorted her to the exit after that. She is now banned from the building. Embarrassing for everyone. Meanwhile, I am doing pretty well. Not great, not terrible, just fine. I have gone on a few dates. Nothing serious yet. I am really not looking for anything serious. Just getting back into the rhythm of being single. The weirdest thing happened last week, though. I got a friend request on social media from the ex-boyfriend's grandmother, the one who was supposedly very ill and the reason for this whole mess. I accepted it out of curiosity. She messaged me immediately. Hello, my grandson showed me your page. I wanted to apologize. I had no idea that my ex was engaged to you. She told everyone she was single and dating my grandson. I feel terribly bad for the mix-up. Not so ill apparently, or at least not enough to avoid social media. I replied, no apology is necessary. You did not do anything wrong. She lied to everyone. I hope you are doing well health-wise. Much better. Thank you. The treatment worked. The doctors say I am in remission. I am very lucky. So the very ill grandmother story was exaggerated at best, completely made up at worst. More lies. I shared that screenshot with my ex's best friend. For your information, the grandmother is fine, in remission. So that whole excuse was not true either. Wow. Okay. That is. I do not even know what to say. Nothing to say. I just wanted you to have all the facts, since you keep defending her. I have not heard from the best friend since. My ex made one last attempt 3 days ago. She showed up at the apartment at 10 at night, appearing to have been drinking. I miss you. I messed everything up. Please, just one last chance. Go home. You have been drinking. I am not that intoxicated. I really mean it. I love you. You love the idea of keeping me as a backup plan while you explore other options. That is not love. That is convenience. That is not true. Then why did you go to his reunion? Why did you let him call you his girlfriend? Why did you lie about your phone? I do not know. I panicked. I was not thinking. You were not thinking for a whole weekend? Seriously, please, I will do anything. There is nothing to do. It is over. It has been for weeks. You need to accept it and move on. I cannot move on. You are the one for me. Then you should have treated me like it. Call an Uber. You cannot drive in this condition. I called one for her. I waited for it to arrive. I put her in the car. I gave her parents' address to the driver. I watched her drive away. I have not heard from her since. Last thing, I ran into her sister yesterday at the grocery store. She looked uncomfortable, but stopped to talk. Hey, how are you doing? Good. And you, how are you? Listen, I am sorry about everything. I did not know the whole story until recently. My sister has not been honest about a lot of things. Yeah, I figured. For what it is worth, I think you made the right decision. She has issues she needs to work out, and she was not going to fix them as long as you were there to make things easy for her. Make things easy for her. Yeah. You were always fixing her problems. You paid for her when she had no money. You made excuses for her when she canceled plans. You covered up her bad behavior with our parents. She never had to face the consequences of anything because you always fixed things. I thought about it. She was right. I had done all those things. I thought I was being a good partner. Turns out I was just teaching her that she could get away with anything. Well, she is facing the consequences now. True. And honestly, she needed to. Maybe this is her rock bottom. Maybe she will actually change. Maybe. But it is not my problem anymore. No, it is not anymore. Take care of yourself. You too. We parted ways. I finished my groceries. I went home. I made dinner. I watched TV. I went to bed. A normal life. No drama. No lies. No disappearances. And honestly, it is pretty nice. The ring is gone. The apartment is mine. The relationship is over and I am fine. Not heartbroken, not angry, just fine. She wanted space 3 weeks ago. Now she has all the space in the world and I have found my peace. It was worth it. Comment. I really appreciate how this story reminds us all of the importance of self-respect in our relationships. When someone shows you they can't give you basic communication, it's okay to choose yourself and walk away. I've learned that setting clear boundaries isn't being harsh. It's simply protecting your peace. True kindness starts with being kind to yourself first, even when it feels difficult. Taking responsibility for your healing is one of the most powerful choices you can make. You deserve relationships where you feel safe and truly valued, not constantly worried. Choosing calm over chaos might feel scary at first, but it quietly opens the door to real happiness. I hope this makes you pause and reflect on the standards you set for yourself and others. It's never too late to prioritize your well-being and surround yourself with people who respect it. If you like the stories, don't forget to leave a comment and support the channel by subscribing. See you in the upcoming stories.